Honorable Governor of Telangana, Administrator Puducherry, and Governor another state, Jharkhand. 3 caps. A man with rich experience of having been a parliamentarian for 2 terms and now holding this constitutional position. This constitutional position of the governor is no longer ornamental, and we have the right man at the right place with right experience, right dedication, and right commitment. Srimati Suchitra and Dr. Krishna, their bondage goes beyond matrimony. Normally, that defines the relationship between the spouses. It goes much beyond that. Me and my wife, Dr. Sudesh, have been together for a long time. We traveled to over 3 dozen countries, but always together. There have been occasions when I dropped out from, let's say, Caribbean cruise or independent of seas to attend the lucrative aspect of legal profession. But the family continued. But we never shared the same profession, unlike Krishna and Suchitra. That this combination will be so fructifying for the nation and so rewarding, they may not have thought at the time of matrimonial bond. According to me, as I gather from public domain, and public domain these days, the social media is absolutely enriching us day in and day out. So it was scolding of his mother, Krishna's mother, that got him into this country. So majorly, the credit goes not to his mother, but to her mother-in-law. I noticed them for the first time when honoris causa I was signing. The Chancellor has to sign it before the honor is conferred. By virtue of being Chancellor of the Punjab University, it was my great honor. I was surprised. How could both get it together? I got at the root of it. It was difficult to make out who has to be at number 1. It could be a good situation to draw lots. But then came another challenge, a constitutional challenge. Padma Awards of late have got very high credibility. They are no longer driven by patronage or so-called iconic status or reputations built by event management. Padma Awards are very authentic. And you all must have been surprised that when a person next door gets Padma Award, you never looked for that. But your reaction will be, the right person has got it. In this case, the right persons have got it. So I was there. We interacted with the couple little more extensively when we invited them and others who had got honoris causa from Punjab University for lunch. Very simple, very modest, not driven by commerce, not driven by the balance sheet results. Their balance sheet must respect and reveal societal aspect. But thanks to pandemic COVID, and pandemic COVID has taught us many good lessons. One is the world has come to know about you people more closely. You have been majorly instrumental in taking care of 1.3 billion people, making us proud all the way. But what is more significant of that contribution is that this country, while handling its own problem, handheld 100 other countries. Co-vaccine method. We gave COVID vaccine free to about 100 countries. Now I come to the real point. How this has been brought about. Research, development, innovation. Research and development are the spinal strength of any economy. They are the spinal strength of any nation. Execution is never a problem. Execution can take place by mediocrity. But developing a, let's say, particular medicine, being innovative about it, that's the greatest help you can contribute to the humanity at large. This company stands out. And this company stands out not because of two of them. It stands out because of the people before me also, and those who are in attendance in virtual mode, and those who may have served here and may have retired. Because it is the human capital that is precious. It is the human capital that alone is the ultimate repository of your wealth. I have come across many educational institutions. People who are big in infra, never had academic inclinations, have excellent institutions, but faculty is missing. That's the situation. Your esteemed institution has truly set a benchmark in innovation, research, service, and dedication. You are not driven by commerce interest. Of course, every mechanism has to be sustainable. If it is not sustainable, it wouldn't work. Then this company has been a pioneer. And a pioneer is one who faces headwind more severely than others. Headwind in the shape of administrative hiccups, headwind in the shape of assimilating human resource, headwind initially in the shape of there not being sustainable financial reward. But this has become a success model. I am told 9 billion vaccine doses globally have been delivered. Of course, our countries are big in size and we know big numbers, 1.4 billion, but 9 billion is quite a statistical figure, staggering. Then it gives emphasis to alleviation of human misery, because it has been said over ages, Pehla Sukh Niroga Kaya. If you are not healthy, you cannot deliver. You may be talented, you may be committed, you may be possessed of highest integrity and ethical standards, you may have a brain which is remarkable, but if health fails you, rather than being asset to society, you become a liability. And if a person is not possessed of these great sterling qualities and suffers health hazard, his economy is already vulnerable. It is nothing short of a panic in the entire family. Therefore, this work is remarkable human service. Because we are living in times where we have become too materialistic. We talk of mind, occasionally we talk of heart, but rarely we talk of soul. Now, soul and spirituality define a human being. And that comes only when society is not overtaken by health hazards. Fortunately, a country of our size has seen in recent years policy initiatives and schemes that have handheld the last in the row. I am talking about the program we have, health program we have in the country. I think its reach is beyond any program in the world. But then a lot more is to be done. If you look at our ancient scriptures, our Vedas, Atharva Veda in particular, you will find that focus on health and the kind of situations they have indicated. Now, company like this can work in innovation, research, development to bring about a mechanism of prevention, precaution. Let us not get alert when we have a mechanism where the button has to be pressed and the doctor has to be summoned. That situation must be avoided. And that is avoidable. I am sure a company like this would for sure take care of dissemination of right information, right knowledge across all segments of society, rural, tier 2 cities, tier 3 cities, and urban centers. Your exceptional contribution made us proud for another reason, and that is India's unprecedented technological penetration, digital penetration. A decade ago, imagine what the scene was. And the scene was, we were counted as a nation, fragile 5, facing difficult situations, traversing difficult terrain. We have negotiated to slot number 5, ahead of Canada, ahead of UK, ahead of France. Matter of time will be ahead of Japan and Germany. But friends, and most of you will not be aware, when I was elected to Parliament in 1989 and had the good fortune to be a minister, the size of Indian economy, hold your breath, make sure of your seats, was less than that of cities Paris and London. Can you imagine? 91. Right now, our foreign exchange reserves are more than 600 billion. In 91, to sustain our fiscal credibility, we had to physically load our gold in a plane to be placed to 2 Swiss banks. What I'm telling you is we have come a long way. We are at a place which I never imagined in 91. Never dreamt of. Never thought our Bharat will be what it is today. There is not a sector in which we are not in the big league. Let's talk of space. Chandrayaan 3 landed at that part of moon where no one has landed. On 23rd August 2023. It has become now Space Day. Tiranga and Shiv Shakti points are embedded on the surface of moon, thanks to our achievements. All this because ISRO, an organization like you, is engaged in that activity. Go to 60s, rocket parts being taken on a bicycle. In 60s, our neighboring country could put its satellite in the space from their homeland. We couldn't. And now this country puts in space satellites of developed nations, Singapore to UK and others. And why? Good value for money. But look at our national temperament, some of them. They continue to be in the bubble. They are incorrigible critics of our development. They are recipe for chaos. Chandrayaan 2, it was September 2019. Along with my wife, I went to Science City in Kolkata as Governor State of West Bengal. 500 boys and girls were with me. Around 2 a.m. or thereabout, the landing was not soft. We reached quite close to the surface, very close to it, just few centimeters. Landing was not smooth. Some people took it as failure. It wasn't failure. It was success, but not 100%. If Chandrayaan 3 is a success story, the foundation was laid by Chandrayaan 2. And therefore, when you are engaged in such a difficult task, there will be failures. There will be fear of failure also. There will be people to compete and walk away with success, which may be yours. Notwithstanding that, our pursuit to serve humanity by research and development, scientific research, should never get impeded. Indigenous research is something on which we must focus. So there was a time when we would wait leisurely that a product will be developed in the West. Let's say a radio. We'll get it after about 5-6 years. Then we got it after about 2 years. Then we got about 6 months. And now we get it immediately. But now there is reversal. Our products are going outside. We got into that mode. Now I put 2 posers before you. 100 billion or more foreign exchange is being drained out every year because we import items that are avoidable. This is, as a matter of fact, disrespect to being vocal about local or commitment to society. I term it as economic nationalism. It has immediately 3 serious, dangerous consequences. 1, avoidable drain of foreign exchange. Secondly, when we import avoidable imports, items that are made available here, only for some fiscal gain, we are depriving our people of employment. We are snatching work from their hands. And more critically, we are also impeding entrepreneurship growth. Same is about raw material export. Why should a nation of our size export raw material? Why should we declare to the whole world that we can't add value to it? We export raw material Value is added if we import the item to which value has been added to our raw material by someone outside. Now, while your history may be different, you are a leader in research and development. You are trailblazers. This must be there in all areas. I am agriculturist. I belong to farmer's family. I know importance of education. But for admission to Sainik school, I may not have got opportunity. There was no road, no electricity, no water, no toilet in the house. What I see in every village now, transformative change. Toilet is there, tap water is there, electricity is there, internet is there, and education is also there. The world is stunned that per capita internet consumption of this great nation of 1.4 billion per capita is more than that of USA and China taken together. Our digital transactions are nearly 50% of global transactions. Empirically, it could be 1 or 2% less or more. In such a situation, how painful it is, because I am before people who have discerning minds, scientific temper, who have capacity to change Bharat and the world, not arithmetically but geometrically. Can we countenance anti-national narratives? Can we suffer an expert trying to capitalize on ignorance of others? He knows full well what I'm saying is wrong. He knows India's economy will be rising more than 7.5%, which it did at the relevant time. He said it wouldn't go more than 5%. Now, by virtue of the position he held, ordinary people believed him. Those who are doubting our accomplishments have to experience it by getting out of that bubble. Commitment to nationalism is not optional. It's the only way out. We have to be proud Indians. We have to take pride in our historical accomplishments. I don't want to tell you what we have achieved, but just look last few months. New building of parliament in less than 30 months. Not just a building, made functional inside 100%. We had Bharat Mandapam, one of the 10 global convention centers, where we held G20. Yashobhumi, where we held P20. Look at our train mechanism. Look at our airports and railway stations. Look at our highways. Look at our digital penetration. Now, all this has to sustain by we Indians being different. We can no longer afford to look for technology outside. I'm happy to share with you that when it comes to disruptive technologies, you are aware of them. You are informed scientific minds. It is nothing less than a new industrial revolution. These technologies have entered our homes, our offices, our way of life. Artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, blockchain, machine learning, and the kind. Now, research has to channelize them. These technologies otherwise are like unregulated nuclear explosion. But if nuclear power is regulated, you get power. That is another challenge. So one Bharat Biotech is not enough. Hundreds are not enough. In a country of our size, the number has to multiply, and seriously. India is known as pharmacy of the world. Just imagine, the most populous country in the world is pharmacy of the world, means it has taken care of its own population and then catering to others also. There is more to be done. Our radar has to focus on global issues. The world is finding it very difficult to deal with challenges which I call existential. They are challenges not for one country, not for one region, not for one kind of human race. These are challenges for the entire planet. Disease, health, food, climate change. And resolution lies only in research and development and technology. Friends, all over the world, academics has blossomed on account of corporates hand-holding them. If you look at institutions of repute in the Western world, they have become financial giants because their alumni have contributed. Industry has supported the research. How painful it is when some of us within the country have doled out millions of dollars to those institutions, ignoring institutions at home. I'm not criticizing. They may have done it rationally, thoughtfully, for a valid cause. But I appeal from this platform, our corporates, they must handhold research and development. They must handhold our academic institutions. I was at a function recently where I put a point across for consideration. I'll do it here. CSR fund is defined by statute. For some companies, the amount will be such that even if there is a will, intent, nothing big can be achieved. But if corporates come on the same platform, that every year we will use part of CSR to bring one or two great research centers, institutes of excellence, they have funds from CSR. If they part with part of their CSR fund in a structured manner, it will do wonders. And in a decade's time, our country will be having institutions all over of that category. I think that is something we should be seriously focusing. Another thing which the team here can take note of and act is we have greatest talent pool reserve in the shape of alumni of institutions, IITs, IIMs, great colleges, other institutions engaged in science, technology, forensic science. They have their alumni. The alumni are all over. The alumni come together, engage into an activity to help their institute in infrastructure or otherwise. But if they constitute a think tank for policy formation of this country, I can assure you it will do wonders, including in your own line. They both have seen both the worlds. They were there and came in late 90s only here. Well, I don't want to take more time, friends, but all I can say is future belongs to Bharat. And why so? Our present is proof of it. At present, we are the only country of our size where economy is growing faster than anyone else. At the present juncture, we are the only country which is indicated by World Bank, IMF, World Economic Forum as a favorite destination of investment and opportunity. presently we are the only country whose human resource is contributing all over the globe in apex institutions. Presently, we are the only country of our size that has vibrant democracy, constitutionally structured at all levels, from village to the center. And therefore, to say that we are emerging now as a superpower. We are no longer a country with a potential. We are no longer a sleeping giant. We are fast moving. We are fast tracking. We have to see and ensure that our marathon march to Bharat at 2047, when it celebrates centenary of its independence, that march should be a successful march, a march in togetherness, in tandem, with only one object, to make our Bharat a developed nation and a global leader. Because Bharat being global leader means for the entire humanity peace, stability. Look around in the history, the only country that has not believed in expansion. We had Rajas, we had Zamindars. They never believed in expansion. We suffered invasion. We never engaged in invasion. We absorbed everyone. We showed resilience. No other country can have that kind of civilization ethos of 5,000 years. Lord Buddha said, and I quote, "Change is not painful, but resistance to change is." And there was a pre-Socrates philosopher in Greece who said the only constant is the change. We are changing day by day. He also said the same man cannot enter the same river twice, because neither the river will be the same nor the man will be the same. Friends, I don't want to take more time. All I can say is that there must be synergic approach between all stakeholders in democratic governance, with one object in mind: to ensure rise of the nation and relief to its citizens in all sectors, relieve them of health problems, empower them in education, make their life affordable, inspire them, and I see that all around. Right now, the nation is in a upbeat mood. There is an atmosphere of hope and possibility. I am extremely grateful to have come at a place where people are driven by concerns for humanity, where people are driven by sublimity, where people are passionate not to increase their bank balance, but to increase their societal contribution balance. My best wishes to all of you and those who are in virtual attendance. I wish you very best in your life, and I am sure you will, to conclude, worthy partners in marathon march for Viksit Bharat at 2047. Thank you so much.